Welcome everybody to Tntspices. Today, again, as always, another delicious, nutritious meal packed full of flavor. We have all these vegetables over here. I guarantee some of these you've never seen, never heard of. We got some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Not something I tend to care for cooking a lot of times, but it was on sale, so it's going to do today. Then over here, we have all these wonderful ingredients. We're going to make a barbecue sauce out of this, something that's unlike any other style barbecue sauce out there. Maybe we'll call it the Philly thing.
It's a Philly thing. It's a Philly thing.
So let me stop jibber jabbering and get to cooking. First thing we're going to do is season our chicken. I have a bottle of our low sodium version of our Eat More Chicken Curry Adobo. We're going to season this chicken on both sides. We're going to place it in our refrigerator. Going to let these flavors absorb into the chicken some. We'll give it about an hour to 2 hours before we take these out to our smoker. Let's get to that sauce that I hyped up in the beginning of the video. I don't know what we should really call this. You know, you have your traditional Alabama style, your North Carolina, South Carolina, your Memphis, your Texas, your Kansas City. Well, up here in the Northeast region of the United States, you know, barbecue's not quite as popular, and we don't have our own distinct style of sauce. So maybe we can create our own. But give me a name. You guys tell me, what do you think we should call this sauce after we make it?
I need names, people.
The first thing I'm going to do is I have a tablespoon of oil. This is just regular canola oil. I have 2 tablespoons of salted butter. We're going to let this heat up and melt. Now, I have half of a small onion. It's giving me about 1/4 cup, maybe a little bit more. I have finely diced this onion. I have 1 large garlic clove that I've minced up real fine. Here, I have some fresh ginger that we've also minced up extremely fine, about 1 tablespoon worth. We're just going to cook this until this becomes a little tender and translucent. Now, this is where this sauce starts to become a Philly thing, because we're going to add several of our own ingredients. I have a 1/2 tablespoon of our Eat More Chicken Curry Adobo seasoning. I have 1 teaspoon of our all-purpose SPG seasoning. Then I have 1/2 tablespoon of our Get Hooked Cajun masala. All 3 of these seasonings are exclusive to our company here at Tntspices. Our Get Hooked Cajun masala and our Eat More Chicken Curry Adobo are something you will not find anything else on the market that has anywhere near the same flavor profile. Our all-purpose SPG, though it is absolutely phenomenal, people love this, you do have a ton of other all-purpose SPG seasonings out there you could use if you prefer. Now, we're going to place this in with our onions, our garlic, and ginger. We're only going to cook this about 30 seconds. It smells so good already. Now, this next part of the sauce is where it also becomes a Philly exclusive sauce. We have Pilsudski's sweet and hot mustard. And it's something that's created up here in Pennsylvania. We are going to take a 1/2 cup of his sweet hot mustard. I have a 1/4 cup of beer. Now we're using Corona. I have a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of molasses, 1 tablespoon of honey. We'll whisk this up real good. We're going to cook this over a low temperature for about 10 minutes. We've allowed this to cook. We're going to let this cool down some, and we're going to puree this up so that it's nice and smooth, because we do have some little bitty chunks from the onions and ginger that we had in here. Now, you don't have to do that. If you like the texture, which I don't mind it personally, but just for this video, we're going to smooth it out real velvety. In front of me, I have some really good stuff. In this bowl, I have some peppers. These peppers are a little odd looking. These are called UFOs. Here, I have this long, funny looking veggie. This is called a snake squash. These aren't tomatoes. These are taramillos. These are king oyster, let me correct that, mushrooms. Here, we had some green tomatoes left on the vine at the end of the season. We're going to chop everything up, and I'll show you how we're going to season this and cook it. On a quick note, since you've probably never heard or seen of this veggie, we cut the ends off, only because they're a little drier. Cut the squash in half to make it easier, and then we're just going to cut this into little rounds. We're going to do about 1/2-inch rounds. Now these, the outer skin is very astringent, so it's not something that's very pleasant to eat. So we're just going to pull the little stems that are on these off, and what you do is you take a peeler and you want to peel the skin off of this very carefully. After we've removed the skin, we're just going to chop this up like we would any of our other vegetables. Magic, all of our vegetables have been chopped up. I had 3 king oyster mushrooms that I sliced up. I had actually 2 snake squash that I chopped up, 2 yellow squash, 2 large red bell peppers, 1 large onion. I got about a dozen garlic cloves buried in here somewhere. I have 6 taramillos. If I'm saying it wrong, please forgive me. Thrown and chopped in here. I have 4 green tomatoes from our garden. As for seasoning this, I have about 1.5 sticks of butter. I'm going to throw that in. I have some olive oil. We're going to pour a good bit of olive oil, maybe about 1/4 cup. Here, I have some fresh thyme sprigs. I'm just going to grab a few of these. I have our Mediterranean blend. So we're going to add 1/4 cup of this. Last ingredient, red wine vinegar, about 1/4 cup. Now, we're going to take this out to our smoker before we even cook our chicken. Smoker's set at 450 degrees for a moment. We're going to let this cook until these veggies become tender. If it takes an hour, takes longer than that, so be it. We'll come back out every 20 minutes and stir this up, and we'll let it keep cooking, like I said, till everything has tenderized. Then we'll bring this back into the house. An hour's passed. I stirred our veggies throughout that hour. They're nice and tender. We have one final ingredient. I have 1/4 cup of honey. We're just going to put our veggies inside of the oven on warm until we're ready to eat these with our main meal. We have the smoker set at 325 degrees. We want to cook these chicken breasts until they reach 160 degrees. But before they hit that, slightly before they hit that, we're going to come out and we're going to baste these with that delicious barbecue sauce that we whipped up. So let's let these cook. We've reached 145 degrees. We're going to start saucing up our chicken, and we'll allow it to continue cooking until it reaches 160 degrees and bring this in the house to let it rise to 165. Our meal's finished. We thank you as always for joining us here on Tntspices. Please like, subscribe, follow. In the meantime, God bless you all.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
Tntspices. That's